Hello friends, my name is David, and today I want to talk to you about jealousy, or being totes jellies, which is something I say to my teenage son just to embarrass him. I do it all the time too. I'm like, you're just totes jellies. And he's like, Dad, stop. It's really fun messing around with teenage kids. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about jealousy today. It's first, I wanted to say thank you. And recently, the past few days, I surpassed the 5,000 subscriber mark. And this one was a really big deal for me. It's something that I'd had my sights set on as a mark that honestly I thought was unattainable just a couple months ago. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And thank you for subscribing and watching and for some of the most incredible comments and conversations that I've been able to have with many of you. And I really appreciate you. And I'm really glad that you're hanging out with me. And I hope you continue to do so. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I do appreciate you. It has been a little intense around here lately. The last video that I put out in regards to narcissists, well, they got a lot of attention. A lot of interesting comments happened in regards to that video, and not all of them were very nice. And it's fine. As I said in that video, I'll deal with that. You guys just deal with hanging out with me and having a good time. And so I'm glad that we're able to do that. So after that intensity of narcissist stuff and just so much INFJ talk, I really wanted to scale back a little bit and just give you a shorter video with a couple of thoughts on jealousy and kind of how I see this term and this concept and some of the ways we can kind of get around it. I want to talk to you in terms of creative works and doing something that you really love. Even if it's business oriented or if it's your career or something like that, this will still apply. I'm less touching on jealousy within relationships. That's not a topic I want to get into right now after all of the intensity of the last few days. What I'm talking about here is in terms of something that you love to do and something that you are passionate about and something that is your dream. We have a tendency as people to look at the person next to us and covet something that person has. And in terms of success, it can be very, very detrimental to have that view, but it can also be something that's very motivating. I've read a bunch of articles lately in regards to the psychology of jealousy, and it is actually really interesting because they all say something very similar, which is this is an evolutionary thing. Envy is an evolutionary thing that is within your DNA. It's within your biology, and it is what drives us to compete. And that is not necessarily a bad thing, and you're never going to get rid of it. That is always going to be something that can sneak up on you in your mind. And it is okay as something to take advantage of. The example that I see everywhere is in terms of a relationship, which again, I don't want to touch on jealousy in relationships, but this is a very pertinent example. So I want to illustrate it with this, which is that if you have a relationship or you're in a relationship and you are feeling jealousy, then there is something that you need to listen to. And it is in a healthy way, something that you can use to better yourself and better that relationship and put it on more solid grounds. The same thing applies to anything that's a creative work. I'll give you this example for me, and it's in terms of writing. And it's very easy for writers, and I see this all the time, where they mimic their favorite writers and they want to be their favorite writers. And they set out to create their work following that path and trying to gather that same success or catch that same lightning in a bottle, so to speak. And so they want to be the next Stephen King or the next J.K. or the next Patterson or whoever, the next person of this kind. Instead of focusing on their path and focusing on the way that they do things naturally and letting those natural things come out. This is where jealousy takes the attention away from your passion. And that is a problem because then it starts to become a passion that you actually resent. I suffer from this too. I have a lot of writing friends that are pretty successful and have had books out and have had a TV show made out of the books and things like that. And it is difficult to look at that and not think, this is what I want, and I have to do it that way. I'll be the first person to raise my hand and say that I absolutely have felt that jealousy and I felt that envy, and it did hit me in a really bad way. Just that I kind of lost the idea of following my own way through this and letting that happen organically, and I wanted to mimic somebody who was successful out of it. There's nothing wrong with picking up habits of successful people. There's all sorts of stuff about that. That is okay to do. That's perfectly normal. But if you try to become that person, that's where you're going to end up. Well, you're going to end up crashing. So today I was sitting down and I was getting some writing in. I was at my favorite coffee shop, the one that I took you guys writing with me to that shop. And I was having a lovely cup of peppermint white chocolate something or other. I don't know. There was caffeine in it and it was peppermint and it was delicious. And, I'm putting my words down and everything was flowing out. It was actually like a really, really good scene that I was writing. I was super happy with it. It was a little bit of a struggle to kind of get it started. I sort of have that, I have steamroller momentum when it comes to writing, and that it's very difficult to get it started. But once it gets started, I feel like I'm going downhill and everything's cool. I don't know why I would call that a steamroller. It's pretty bad to have a steamroller careening out down a hill, but you get the idea. And I'm like, regardless of where my book ends up, and I know it's going to be done, I'm going to get to the finish line, but regardless of what happens after that, I'm certain that, and it was today, I just had this revelation, I don't need to be anybody else, and I'm happy for the success of my friends, and I'm just really totally content enjoying the process of putting these words down because I'm telling a really cool story. And it was a really nice moment for myself, I guess. I felt like a little bit of a weight was gone, and I was able to just kind of keep throwing the words down and feel okay about it. And I wasn't always that way. It's especially easy to lose your way at the beginning of some kind of an effort. When I was running a dojo and I was running my martial arts school, I would always talk to students about looking at the person next to you. Because when you start out in a martial arts class, a lot of times an instructor will tell you to line up, and you line up and you're in rank order. And so you may have this yellow belt on, which is a lower rank, and you could be looking over at somebody that might be right next to you that's in a blue belt, which is a much higher rank. And it's easy to think, I want that. And what did they do to get that? And what's so special about them? How am I this rank? Or if somebody tested and got a rank faster than you did, it's an easy thing to look at that person and be jealous of that. And why do they get that? And why don't I get that? I've been here just as much and I've been working hard. And it's just a matter of keeping in mind that it's not your path. And that's okay. Everybody has their own story when it comes to this kind of thing. And being jealous of somebody is all right. But it's turning that internally and saying, well, wait a second, they're doing that and that's their journey and I'm going to be happy for them. Success is not zero sum. And let me look at myself and what can I do to just make myself a little bit better tomorrow than I was today. And I think I've done the same things in terms of writing. I'm curious if either professionally or creatively, you've encountered this and you've seen somebody and have been jealous of their success or jealous of a promotion they got or jealous of just the type of art that they can create or anything along those lines. And did you let it eat at you, or did you try to turn that around and make yourself better? I'd like to know your struggles. I'm trying to be open about mine, of course. But I'm curious to know if this is something that other people encounter. And I don't want to get into the whole INFJ angle on this because I don't really think it matters. Again, type does not equal personality. But I'm curious as to what you were able to do and what you encountered and what is your outlook on this kind of thing? Do you feel envious of other people that are in your field? Or do you feel envious of other people that, do the same type of creative work that you do? I have, for the most part, let go of that, I think. I still get it from time to time, but I feel like I turn it around and accept the fact that I am who I am. And my path is going to be different. And I just need to work on improving and honing my own voice. And I think that's something really important, especially for creative types, to be authentic to yourself and say, you know what, this is my art, and I can't make it like somebody else. And I can't make it look like somebody else, and I can't make it sound like somebody else. I'm just going to do it my way and let the chips fall where they may. And hopefully it resonates and attracts the type of people that I want it to attract. So what is your path? And what is your creative effort? Talk to me. So write something down. Let's have a conversation. Put something in the comments and let me know, what is your art, or what is that thing for you? And have you experienced jealousy, and how have you handled it? Again, thank you so much. And thank you for everything. I really, the support and love that you guys have given me it's huge. And it's hit my heart at a really good time for me. And this is tough right now. I'm getting into a holiday season. A lot of you know this. And it's the first one that I have with my brother being gone. And that is tough. So being able to reach out and help some of you out and give a little bit of inspiration, hopefully, and have you return a lot of love, as a result, has, it's honestly floored me. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you, and I am grateful that you're hanging out with me. So thank you again. And best to you. I'm actually going on vacation for a few days, but I will be back next week with another video, I am sure. Hopefully something a little less intense again. I need to just back off a tiny bit. And I will see you guys in short order. So again, talk to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks.